Hello and a very warm welcome back to Widowed AF. You're here with me, I'm Rosie Moss, and I'm your host. Today I've got Donna Rice-Hannam. Hannam. Donna Rice-Hannam.
It's fine.
There we go, we're leaving that in because why not? Donna, forgive me for cocking up your intro there, but welcome to the podcast. You said something really beautiful in your intro, in your application. And you told me that you found the podcast 5 weeks after your husband died. And I thought, oh my goodness, that's incredible that it got to you that early on and that you managed to get something from it. Because I sometimes wonder I'm a bit inappropriate for fresh widows.
No, I absolutely knew from the snippet at the beginning where you and Lou were talking about what to and what not to do.
Yeah.
And I think it was Lou that said, don't buy fucking flowers.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is my podcast.
We're your
These are
people,
my people.
right? And then you had a little
this is where I
whistle
need
stop
to be.
store through Lou leaving, my divorce. You know, you learned a lot in a relatively
Yeah.
small time about my life. How terrifying
I
for you.
have.
Well, I'm really, really delighted to have you here because it must feel quite powerful for you as well, because you're now going to contribute to something that helps other people kind of coming up behind us. And I think that when you've got something from the podcast, you know how important it is. And now you get to be part of the process. So well done you for being brave enough to come on.
Thank you. And that's absolutely why I wanted to do it.
Yeah, it's that term grief sherpa, isn't it? It's, you know, putting out a hand to the people coming up behind us. Well,
Absolutely.
Donna, you actually gave me quite a lot of information, which I loved. But I'm going to make you tell me all over again so the listeners can hear. So I know that you were married, weren't you? Your husband, Mark. Yeah.
Yes.
And I know
we
that
were
he
married.
I know he died in October 24, which is not that long ago. So why don't you tell me about Mark, tell me how you guys met, give me a little bit of Donna and Mark background.
So I think whenever I speak about Mark, he's the most beautiful human I've ever met.
Stop it.
He was so kind and so caring, but he had this persona of the grumpy old git that he liked to play. And he would play it well. Some people would get convinced by it, but that just wasn't him. You know, he would do anything for anybody, particularly me, you know.
He adored you, huh?
He was just my world. Yeah, absolutely adored me. And then, you look at other people and you think, oh, I don't think you have that adoration. I just knew in everything he did that I was the centre of his universe. And that was wonderful.
Wonderful, but also so bittersweet because I know it's a cliche, but why the fucking good ones, right?
Yeah, always the good ones. Always the good ones. So we met through a mutual friend, and she takes much credit for this. She had children, and Mark's then girlfriend was actually
Controversial.
There's nothing sordid in it. Was godparent to one of her children, and I was godparent to another. So we used to cross at parties and things like that. And I always found him funny, and we would always end up chatting at these things. And so we first kind of met in around 2011 through this mutual friend. And we would message on and off through social media, but nothing, you know, untoward. And then in 2012, I was living in Spain, and it was my friend's 30th birthday. And I was coming back to surprise her, and Mark had broken up with his now ex at the time, and my friend was trying to get us together. She was just like, you'll be perfect for each other, and took him out to buy him new clothes, him unaware that he was going on a blind date, me unaware that we were going on a
your friend kind of fixed you up.
Yeah, so we went to her 30th birthday party, and his table was the table that was buying the good wine. So I went and joined them. She knew that would be the case.
Amazing.
So, and that night I probably drank a bit too much.
We've
I
all been
definitely
there,
drank
mate.
a bit too much. And we've left the restaurant. We went back to a pub, and I was walking up the stairs. He was walking down the stairs, and he was like, "Oh, what are you doing after here?" And I just said, "I'm coming back with you."
Donna, you go, girl. I like that.
And snogged him on the stairs in the pub.
Yes, go
So,
on.
so we kind of dated for a little while then, but neither of us were really ready for anything. We both had quite bad relationships. I was still half living in Spain. He was very settled here, but we stayed in contact for ages. And then I was in Spain and I was having trouble getting home. My employer had not paid me and not done my paperwork properly, so it was becoming really difficult. And we were talking on Messenger, and he just said, "I'll book your flight. When do you want to come home?"
God, I see why you
I was
married
like,
the man,
"Oh."
Donna.
And so he booked my flight. I came home and I said to him, "Oh, I'll pay you back as soon as I'm working, as soon as I'm working." And I never did. And life was tough for me. I have bipolar. So
Oh, wow. That's really brave of you to
I've
tell me that. Thank you.
yeah, so I've struggled with that a lot. So I would be in and out of hospital. I would use alcohol as a real crutch. So I ended up in a 12-step program. And all this time, he would still message our mutual friend trying to find out how I was and checking in, really, because that's just who he was. We ended up bumping into each other one night. We were both going off to parties and we bumped into each other. We ended up being an hour and a half late each for these parties. And I was on my step 8, which is making amends to people.
Yeah.
And I had this financial amends to make to him. So I just said to him, "Oh, I'd really love to take you out for a meal." And we went out for the meal. And the rest, as they say,
It's
is
history.
history.
Did you ever pay him
It
back?
just, well, I bought the meal.
Oh, that counts. Do you know what? I was massively skint when I met Ben. I just left uni and I was living in a disgusting student flat that my brother was living in Brighton. He'd moved out and I took his rent, so absolutely skint. Ben lent me 50 quid, right? I was going to say to this day, but obviously, well, yeah, technically to this day I still
Yeah.
owe him. And do you know he used to bring it up? Only jokingly, but he'd be like, "Do you remember that 50 quid you owe me?" So
Oh, yeah, Mark would
put it on
bring
my
up
tab.
the flight all the time. And then he always said, "I never should have expected the meal. You've ended up costing me a fortune."
So you guys, the romance kind of really blossomed after this meal. And well, actually, do you know what? I didn't ask you where you are. Whereabouts are you?
So, Cheam near Epsom.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So did you move in together? What did you do?
So we moved in together really quickly because before we knew it, we were just, I was here. He had the flats that he owned, and I was just here, 6 nights a week.
Yeah.
I would go home for the token nights so that, I didn't have to pay any rent.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, so we moved in together really, really quickly. And during that time, his dad got diagnosed with lung cancer. So we did lots with his dad. And I don't know, I think it bonded us even more. Things moved so much more quickly. And we were that bit older, I think,
Yeah.
just when you know, and when you've had bad relationships in the past, you grab it with both hands.
Absolutely, you do.
and
Damn right.
You run. So yeah, I mean, we would just go out. He would take me out on lovely dates. He would spoil me rotten. We couldn't get enough of each other, just in every single sense. He's my favourite person to spend my time with.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So let's fast forward a little bit. So you've got married, presumably, and what's going on for you guys now?
Before we got married, we actually we'd had a discussion about having children. Both of us had struggled in the past with fertility, and we fell pregnant very quickly. And we were over the moon. We both of us just never thought it would happen for us, and it felt like the rest of the world was over the moon for us as well. So it was all very public and everybody knew. And then I was at work one night and I just thought, something doesn't feel right. I wasn't bleeding, I wasn't anything like that. It just didn't feel right. I didn't feel pregnant anymore.
Okay, that's interesting.
And I phoned him up, so we went straight up the hospital, and unfortunately, quite late in our pregnancy, our baby's heart just stopped beating. No rhyme or reason, just stopped beating.
I'm so sorry.
And it was actually, I gave birth to her on the Wave of Light Day.
And that's where people light candles for babies that have died, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that must have been incredibly traumatic, to give birth to a baby that's never going to live, and to go through the pain and you know, let's be honest, labour's awful even when you get a living baby at the end of it. How did Mark support you through that? I'm guessing he was incredible from what you've told me.
He was absolutely incredible. He just pushed all of his own feelings to the side and just wrapped me up. He just did everything for me. He was so amazed and proud of me for getting through what we went through, which was another story in itself.
Do you mind if I ask you what your baby's name was?
Her name this is weird because we actually refer to her as Pebbles publicly.
Pebbles, cute.
Yeah, but her name was actually going to be Charlotte Sophie Hannam.
Beautiful.
Yeah, which not a lot of people know.
Well, there you go. Asking all the big questions over here.
Yeah. So then from there we picked ourselves back up, and something that could have broken us just bonded us even more. Everything he ever did, everything we ever went through, I loved him a bit more, and I never even thought it was possible to love him more for what he did. So after that he booked us tickets to see Phil Collins in Paris.
Oh wow!
Which is where, yeah, that was to see me smile, because I hadn't smiled since the baby, and he just said, "I just wanted to see you smile." So we went off to Paris, and we were sat outside the Sacré-Cœur, and he turned to me and asked me to marry him. And
romantic bugger. Did he have a ring?
Absolutely. He did have a beautiful ring. So, yeah.
And of course you said yes, and, you know, dragged him to the nearest church, I'm imagining. You don't turn a man like that down, do you?
No, not at all. Well, we stopped for champagne first.
Of course, yeah, you got to lubricate.
Yeah. So then life carried on. We got married in 2019. We got married in Turkey in a smallish village called Kalkan. It was stunning. It was just everything that I dreamed it would have been, and so much more. And it's so funny because he actually used to tell more stories about our wedding than I did.
Did he? This is so.
Yeah.
Often they don't think that they're as kind of, you know, invested in the ceremony and everything, and then they end up having an amazing time and loving it.
Oh yeah, he says it was the best time of his life, and we absolutely dragged it out because we got legally married here, then got married a week later in Turkey, and then when we came back here 2 weeks after that, we had a massive party here.
Of course. I fully endorse that sort of thing. Absolutely. It's, you like to think you're only going to do it once, but,
yeah.
What about, and again, forgive me if I'm being intrusive here, but what about babies again? Did you decide that you didn't want to try again, or did you kind of think, we'll see what happens?
So we were trying again for over a year, and it was just, my mental health
Yeah.
was horrendous with it. I was doing pregnancy tests when I physically knew I couldn't be
Yeah. You
pregnant,
become like
because I was
obsessed,
like,
right?
yeah, I was absolutely obsessed. And we just sat down one night and I just said to him, I don't think I can do this anymore. I can't, go through this every month. But there needs to be some finality to it. And again, Mark, being who he was, took the finality part of it and went and had a vasectomy to look after my mental health.
Gosh, what a wonderful man. Because I was wondering, with pregnancy hormones and things like that, with having a condition like bipolar and then to lose your baby, you must have felt on quite dangerous ground at times after that.
Absolutely felt on dangerous grounds. But Mark had this way of knowing when I was gonna go into an episode before even I knew it. And he just knew all the right things to do. And when I would lock myself away in the build up to something, he would just come in and say, I've packed up the car, we're going to the sea, because he knew that I loved the sea. And he knew that it was like a bit of therapy for me. And, he'd drive hundreds of miles all week long for his job, but he would come back and just be like, come on, we'll go and drive another 100 miles today to get you to where you need to be.
And even, gosh, the man taking the initiative and packing the car, not sort of saying to you, let's go to the seaside and leaving you to do all of that yourself. He sounds incredible, Donna. And we will come back to this, but I am wondering how on earth you coped with, all these mental health, the emotions when you didn't have him. I just feel really bad for you because he was such, I want to say like a crutch because that doesn't feel right, but I heard somebody say you don't always want somebody to be your rock. Sometimes you want them to be your pillow as well. You want them to be your soft landing. And I thought that was really a really powerful description, actually.
Yeah, I think that's a really accurate description for it. He was just my safe space. He was my gentle space. And he just made me feel secure all of the time. But he did also used to make me work on my mental health as well.
Yeah, so he didn't sort of almost infantilise you. He was encouraging you to make positive changes as well. And like getting outside. I suffer sometimes with my mental health. I've got ADHD and it gives me terrible spirals. Not for a while. I'm just touching my head in lieu of any real wood. And it's very vulnerable when you get yourself into that state, and to let somebody see you like that and to let them help you and to be able to get you outside, because that's something I know, right? If I get up and have some protein and I go and get some exercise and some fresh air, I will be fine. But when I'm in that mood, nothing's going to make me eat a protein shake or take the dog for a walk, because you're stuck, aren't you? You need somebody else to be like, come on, Rose, come on, out you go.
Yeah, I can't do it for you.
Yeah.
You've got to do this for yourself.
You. Yeah.
But I will absolutely be with you.
Yeah. So, Donna, let's get to it, shall we? Come on. We know what's happening. We know what's coming, and you're going to break my heart. So let's get it over with. Come on.
So we had just returned from a wonderful holiday back to where we'd been married. And that was the beginning of around the 15th, 16th of September. And then he said to me, I'm going out with work on Thursday. I said, absolutely fine. And when he used to go out, we have a 1-bedroom place. His snoring was horrendous, so I used to set him up a bed on the sofa.
Quite right.
And I heard him come back in, and I thought, he doesn't sound too drunk. That's good. And I kind of went back off to sleep. And then a couple of hours later, I just heard a real big thud in the hallway. And I came out and there was just blood. He was naked and I could see blood up his back, and the toilet door was open and the lights were on, and it was just odd. And then I came in the front room and there was our whole sofa was covered in it.
How terrifying.
And he was just not with it. He was kind of talking, but not talking. So we called an ambulance. I called an ambulance. He was taken into hospital, and in hospital they said, oh, we think he's probably got some diverticulitis, and this is just a pocket that's burst. And I said, have you seen the amount of blood? And they said, well, yeah, it can hold a lot of blood. That went on, and 3 days later he was discharged. He was home for just under a week, and we were here, and he couldn't breathe. Like, his breathing was quite laboured, and I said we should call an ambulance, and he said no, I'll call the hospital tomorrow. Eventually, after fighting with them because they told us to go to our GP on Monday, they gave us an appointment on the Saturday. So we went up there, and they did his bloods, and his haemoglobin levels were at 38, and your haemoglobin levels are supposed to be about 180, between 180 and 210. So this is a sign of how much oxygenated blood you've got going around you, basically. So he was rushed in for blood transfusions, and he was in there for 11 days, and he had another big bleed when he was in there for the 11 days, and it felt like we were fighting them all the time. They would say they would do something, then they wouldn't. Say they would do something, they wouldn't. And then they came back and said, yep, he's going to need a bowel resection, which will require a stoma, but it'll be reversible. It's just to allow it time to heal after you've had the resection.
Just sorry, again, Donna, just excuse my ignorance, but so are they thinking? I'm going to try. Don't make me try and divert. Say the word for me.
Diverticulitis.
Thanks, mate. Is that like a bowel infection? It's something that can cause bleeding
it's a really
from.
It's a really common inflammatory disease in the bowel. That about 30% of us have diverticulitis, just on varying scales. And they kept saying that his was mild. And I just kept saying, for this much blood, I don't see how it can be mild. And when they eventually did one of the tests that they'd avoided doing, they said, oh no, this part is terrible and we need to resection the bowel. But it'll be fine. We want to do that as an outpatient. And I was like, I'm not really happy with that.
And he's been in hospital for 11 days leading up to this as well.
Been in hospital for 11 days having continuous blood transfusions, because his haemoglobin levels just kept dropping, which says that there's another internal bleed.
So I was just going to ask you that because, again, I'm very far from a medical expert over here. So if the haemoglobin levels drop, that can be a sign of blood loss.
Yeah. It's a pretty clear sign
that something's not right.
There's an internal bleed somewhere. Yeah. So he would have them. They would raise and then they would drop dramatically. So I think in the time he was in there, I think we counted that he had 24 blood transfusions.
Bloody hell. And it's just basically not working. He's not holding on to it, the body.
He wasn't holding on to it. And then they said, we were just fighting with them all the time, Rosie. And in the end, you kind of go, they know best, don't they?
You do. You have to defer to their wisdom, if you like, because they're the experts.
Their wisdom and their knowledge. Yeah, because I'm not an expert. I can't see that. But we'd spoken to a specialist in the morning who had said, no, you're staying in because he was on a drug that stopped internal bleeding, which now they're saying it doesn't. Because I said, no, he needs to be 72 hours clear of taking this drug. And they said, yeah, that's fine. And then a nurse came around later and said, oh, you're being discharged. And this was about the 5th attempt of them discharging us. So Mark just went, I just want to go home. Yeah. They've said it'll be fine. They've said that the operation is coming and that I just want to go home. So I begrudgingly agreed. And we came home that night. I arranged for his mum to come pick him up early in the morning, because I had to get back to work, because I'd taken quite a lot of time off to be with him, to be there when the doctors spoke to him, basically. And I went back to work, came in that evening. That evening he was really tired, but, said that he was okay. And then the following evening I came home from work and he just seemed really depressed, and I could see he was tired. And his mum's is actually just around the corner from the pub that he drinks in. So I said, why don't we just have a stroll around the corner? You can go and see some friends. Obviously you can't drink, but, let's go and see them. And he was like, yeah, okay. So we went round there. We was round there for about an hour and a half. And he said, I'm really tired. Should we go back? And I said, yeah, all right. And I probably should have known at that point that there was something wrong.
If he was asking to go home early from the pub.
Yeah. So we went back to his mum's and we were watching the England-Greece football match. And it was a really dreary match. And I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I said, he was downstairs from mum, so I said, I'm going to go to bed, bub. He said, yeah, I'll be up after the game finishes. And about 10 minutes later, I could hear his mum just shouting up the stairs, saying that he'd had a funny turn. And I came down and I looked at him and I just knew this one was different. I didn't think he was going to die, but I thought this one's different. He's going to end up without a stomach or something. So we called 999. Had to do that twice because the blood wasn't coming out. So because there was no blood loss, he wasn't a category 1, even with the history. And they came, they were trying to get a cannula into him to get liquid into him, but he was tachycardic at this point and his blood pressure was really, really low. So eventually, after about half an hour of trying, but I'm telling them this whole time, you're not going to get blood into him. You're not going to get anything in his veins. They had to use a sonogram machine at the hospital to do it. He's had another bleed.
To be
we need to go.
Repeating information and not being listened to.
Yeah. So we got into the ambulance. I went in the front. His mum was following up afterwards in her car. And I got to the hospital and they took him through and said, oh, just take a seat here. And I was kind of sat in a doorway. And then they came back out and they said, oh, Donna, come and take a seat in here. And it was the relatives' room. And even at that point, it just didn't register. I thought they're just being nice because that I've told them that he's been discharged, and they're just being, because it's so busy in here. So I sat there for about what felt like hours, and his mum turned up and she said, oh, I've just spoken to them. They're just cleaning him up and we can go in and sit with him. I was like, oh, brilliant. And then 5 minutes later, the consultant came in the room and he just said, we've been trying to get blood into him, but we can't get into his veins. Unfortunately, he's gone into cardiac arrest, but we're working on him. And it felt like my world had dropped from underneath me. I just felt sick. Sorry.
No, don't apologise. I'm nearly going over here.
And I couldn't breathe. And at that point, I phoned my mum to tell her to come up. And she came up and he had said He's young, he's healthy. People survive this, Donna. Don't, you know. And I was like, okay. And by the time my mum got there, he came in shortly afterwards. Oh, and I had said to him, if you are thinking of stopping, I need to go in and see him whilst you're still giving him CPR, because I thought magically my voice might bring him back to life.
Bargaining,
Because,
right?
you know,
This is this is when that stage in the stages of grief becomes real, when it's tangible now.
Yeah. So when my mum arrived, he said, "Do you want to come in?" So I went in, and the room is chaos. You know, there's 12 of them in there all working on him, and he was really swollen. And I just spoke to him, and I just said, "Please," I said, "you know, we're all waiting."
Take your time, lovely.
And I just said to him, "You know, I can't survive without you. My world doesn't make sense without you. You need to come back now." And then I was like, I couldn't stay in there any longer. And they came in to me 5 minutes later, and they said, "He's not responded to the CPR. We've been working on him for just short of an hour now." And I said, would he ever wake up from that okay? He said, "Unlikely." So they told us that they were stopping. So at 1:20, he died.
I can't even imagine, Donna. I can't. I'm a widow, but I've never been through that. And to feel so completely and utterly helpless. Oh.
And just in your brain, just your mind is going, "This can't
be
real.
happening, right? Can't be.
This is something that happens to other people." So I went back when they said they stopped, and we said, obviously, we want to go and see him afterwards. And I was like, I can't stay in this room. This room, the air feels thick. I feel like I'm choking on the air. And I went outside, and I remember just collapsing, and these paramedics coming over to me, and my mum was out there with me, and the noise, you know, the noise that you don't realise that's coming from you. And then all of a sudden it is. And you're like, "That's me." And I couldn't believe it. We went in, we saw him, just sat with him and touched him, you know. I was just like, I'm never going to touch him again. And
was there a part of you as well that kind of thought, you know, if I touch him, the magic, right? There might be some magic that might happen.
Oh, well, Rosie, honestly, there's... So, basically, I started to see some colour change in the back of him. And I just said, I need to go. I can't do that. And they just given me this leaflet and said, "You need to come back up here tomorrow to speak to the bereavement office." And I was like, okay, fine. We got back to his mum's. Well, we were driving past our house, and I just needed to come in. So I came in here, and I didn't need anything. I just needed to come into our house.
Yeah.
And then when we got back to his mum's, my phone rang, and it was the hospital. And my heart jumped out of my chest. So I was just like, they're ringing to tell me they've made a mistake. Yeah. This isn't real. This hasn't happened. In that one moment, everything just went through my mind of, this absolutely never happened. He's fine. Of course he's fine. And actually what they were ringing to say to me was, what would you like us to do with his clothes? Because they're a bit of a mess.
Fuck me. Where's the compassion?
There just isn't any.
And it seems to be such a postcode lottery, or even as in so much as like a shift lottery of who you get when something terrible is happening, because some people I speak to have incredible experiences with loving, caring stuff, and other people, it feels like they're on a conveyor belt. They've died, off you go kind of thing. I'm absolutely gobsmacked. Now, obviously, initially, the sadness, the shock is going to be your primary emotions. I'm guessing, though, that there was quite a lot of anger.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can't say that that's gone.
No, I'm not surprised. Did you...
We still haven't had his inquest.
Hang on, so 2024, so that's 18 months later, and you've still not had an inquest?
Yeah. Still not had an inquest.
Just in the queue?
We were supposed to have the inquest, so I raised a formal complaint and a patient safety investigation, which they'd already started and hadn't informed me, which they're supposed to have. And therefore the inquest follows. The inquest was supposed to be in December, on December 14th, and the trust hadn't submitted their evidence, so it got moved back to May this year.
Again, that's that lack of humanity, isn't it? Give the grieving widow some answers. As the judge in the High Court said to the barrister when I went up, let his poor wife grieve, because whilst you're still locked into this uncertainty and all these unanswered questions, yes, you're grieving, but it's not the same. You need answers. You need answers so you can process what happened. And actually,
absolutely,
in your case, I mean, obviously I wouldn't want to tangle myself up in a legal issue with the NHS, but it sounds like there were some serious errors made.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the complaint response back, and I mean, even the fact that on the night that he died, they moved him from resuscitation bay to another resuscitation bay because another trauma came in, and that's just, we've got the complaint response. There are a lot of learnings from it, and hindsight.
Oh, hindsight, lovely, yes. We'd all like to be able to use that. It feels to me like they didn't take it seriously. Do you know what I mean? Like
that's exactly how
doing
it
the little
feels.
bunny ears thing, but just a kind of a bowel infection, and actually at no point did anybody think this is life-threatening until it was.
Yeah, and I think because of his age as well, I think, they kind of go, oh, this person will get through that.
So, Donna, talk me through then a little bit about what happens after this. So you go home, presumably what did you do with those clothes? I'm invested in that question now.
Well, I just felt like an inconvenience at the time, so I did just say, oh, well, then get rid of them. And then cried about that for about a week, obviously, and intermittently ever since. Because I was on top of the washing that week, so there was not much that smelled like him.
Me too.
Yeah.
Ben worked out in France making wood, and he had one bag of disgusting work clothes in the garage that I hadn't washed, and I have to say I drew the line at those. But I was the same. I was like, why am I, of all the weeks to be on top of the washing, there was nothing that smelt like him. Oh.
Yeah. So that was that. And then, I mean, I stayed awake that night. I didn't sleep. And I was on the phone to our friend, the one who had introduced
The matchmaker.
Yeah. And who was his best friend.
So she'd be devastated too.
Her and her husband just sat on the phone, and I don't think I spoke that much. I think
you don't need to, do you?
No, they just sat on the phone with me for the rest of the night.
All night.
All night.
Oh, that's given me goosebumps. That has. It's a relatively small kindness, but how powerful.
Yeah, and then when the sun started to come up, one of my other best friends lives in Spain, so they were an hour ahead. So I was like, 6 o'clock, it's 7 o'clock, I can call now. So I called her to tell her, and she was here 5 hours, 6 hours later.
Oh, wow. Donna, you must be
I
very
mean,
loved.
yeah, and I love them very much. I mean, I couldn't have survived this without them. I now know that they had a WhatsApp group between 5 of them that just used to rotate, so I was never left on my own, so that I don't think I bought food for about 2 months because everybody just used to buy everything and bring it to me. Um,
Really
but yeah,
wrap
I
you
don't
up.
know. I don't know what I'd have done without them, because while there are many friends that failed dismally,
Oh, yeah.
um, yeah, um, some even causing a spectacle at his funeral.
Stop it. You're going to have to give me... Can you give me that story?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, go. Gimme.
Um, so she had been told by somebody that Mark had committed suicide. This, and not that, there is no judgment from me on that. I'm bipolar.
Right.
I've really been there. Um, so there's no judgment on me. But that wasn't the case. But the person who told her was completely irrelevant to all of us. She's an absolute awful human being. And but this was supposed to be one of my best friends. So then at Mark's funeral, she was pulling people aside,
Stop it.
saying, I don't understand what went on with them, for him to have done this. So, I know how he died. And then when people said to her, that's absolutely fucking ridiculous. Have you met Mark? Mark, who advocates for Donna's mental health
And
24/7.
also, why would you hide it, right? If that was the case,
Why would I hide it? But if that had happened and I had chosen not to share it,
right,
then it
did
wasn't
she
her
have?
place.
No.
So it just never should have. So she always goes back to, it wasn't me that said it. I got told it. And I say, but it never should have gone any further.
You don't have to repeat
propelled the
idle gossip
story.
just because you hear it.
You don't. Yeah, absolutely. But she's one of these people that likes to be the centre of the universe.
I had one, actually, a very close friend, came with me to view the church for the memorial, and, wasn't desperately close friend, but kind of really, some people like to be involved, don't they, when this sort of thing goes on. And then as we're getting close to the funeral, she asked me if another friend of mine was going to be there. I said, oh, yeah, of course. And she said, well, I'm really sorry, Rosie, but if she's going, I can't go. And I was like, what are we, 12? Right, you'd have to talk to her. There's hundreds of people going to be there. You show up for me and for Ben. You put aside these petty differences. And
Absolutely.
I just couldn't. People are so peculiar. Now, Donna, again, this is another slightly invasive question, so please, don't feel you have to answer. Are you comfortable telling me about how you managed your own mental health in the aftermath? Were you able to stay off the booze? Again, as much or as little as you're comfortable with.
Absolutely not. I was drinking 4-5 bottles of wine a day.
Wow.
I just needed obliteration.
Yeah, I get it.
I couldn't feel it. And that went on for probably about 2 months, where I would just, most days, a minimum of 2 bottles of wine. But it was fine because I was drinking Sauvignon Blanc. So,
if you're drinking middle-class wine, it's fine, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely fine. There's no problem with that then. But what I did do straight away was I did contact my doctor straight away. I did get my medication increased straight away. I started counselling almost immediately, probably about 5-6 weeks after he died, because I knew I needed to process it, or just not process it, but just I needed help.
Yeah.
And Mark had worked so hard that it would have been the biggest insult to him if I'd have let my mental health deteriorate when he died. It was for him. Because quite honestly, Rosie, if it wasn't, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
I get it. I do. I really, really get it. I remember going to the doctors about 6 months in. Like you, I drank, hideous amounts to blot it out. And I had a lot of shame about that, particularly when I got sober. I think it almost delayed me getting sober because I couldn't cope with the shame and the drink. Then I'd drink to deal with the shame. You know the circle, right? And in therapy, my therapist said, but your whole life, alcohol was what you used if things were difficult, if things were celebratory, anything alcohol, right? So of course you used the one thing that was incredibly efficient at dealing with it. Not long term, but in that moment, it just puts it away, doesn't it? It puts that barrier between you and the grief. So I actually found, and this is not, I'm not saying people should drink, but it enabled me to get on with life a little bit, to go through the motions of life without being so raw and exposed. Ultimately, you have to deal with that as well. But can I just take a moment to just express my enormous admiration for you? Because as somebody who has difficulties like this, for you within 5 to 6 weeks to get yourself counselling, to get your medication increased, to take this real responsibility for your own mental health, I think that just needs acknowledging here, because it would have been so easy for you to use it as, and again, I'm doing the little bunny, as an excuse to just give up, right? But you're still here. The eagle-eyed amongst you may have noticed that we have changed camera angles, outfits, and in my case, haircut, because when it came to edit, we realised we were missing the last chunk of this episode. And Donna's episode is such a beautiful, empowering, wonderful episode. I really didn't want to leave it half finished. So Donna is very kindly back. Hello, Donna. Hello again.
Hello.
It's not so scary second time round, is it? You can do
No,
it
not so scary this time.
So I've listened back, and it appears that we lost connection around the point we were talking about something called Martha's Law, which is something that you'd mentioned in your application. And whilst I could easily have Googled it, I opted for the easy option of asking you. So Donna, tell me a little bit about what Martha's Law is and how it perhaps could have helped in your situation. And I know that you're really trying to raise awareness around this now to help other people who have to go through a similar experience.
Yeah, so Martha's Law, it's Martha's Law, Martha's Rule. Basically, a young girl died in hospital of meningitis. Her name was Martha, and her parents fought to have the rule brought in that you can ask for a second opinion if you feel that your person, their condition is deteriorating and that it's not being treated in the way it should. You can ask for it without the condition deteriorating. You can just ask for a second opinion from a different person outside of that trust to come in and have a look. And I truly believe that Mark would be here today if we'd have done that, because I feel like somebody else would have done the operation immediately.
That's really galling, isn't it? The thought that not only have you lost your person, but actually, had you known about this option to ask for a second opinion, that things might have been different. And obviously, we never know for certain, but for you to kind of carry that and the what ifs, it's almost like a form of torture, really.
Yeah, and I think there's a guilt that goes with it as well, because you just think, I think we all think we should have done more. We should have done something different, and just not. I feel like we fought so much with them, but we didn't have this nugget of information that we had an absolute right to ask for it. And had we, I would have.
And people do tend to just defer to these people in authority, whether it's legal, whether it's medical. We assume, and often rightly so, but we assume that they know best. And, we're not medical professionals. But having this kind of little bit of this weapon, if you like, in your arsenal so that you can fight, I think it's really important. I'm sure you do too, that people are aware of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we know our bodies better than anybody else. I knew Mark better than anybody that came into that room and saw him. And I knew when he got discharged, I had that doubt. But, they tried to discharge us several times before. And I think we just went, well, maybe we are being those people that, think there's something wrong, but there's not. Maybe we are being dramatic. And as it turns out, we absolutely weren't.
No.
So I want,
gosh,
I really want other people just to know that they're absolutely allowed to do that. And if there's any pushback on it, to quote Martha's rule.
Yeah. And it's just giving people the tools and the words to use as well, isn't
Yeah.
it? I've been following you now on Instagram, and I know you do some stuff on TikTok as well. Tell everybody what your channel is called, because you're putting out some really, really great stuff, Donna. Really great stuff, really raw, actually. Really powerful videos that I was really moved by them, and I'm like, I've spoken to her for an hour, but you're speaking in a very, very a very candid way. So just share that with people so they can find you.
Yes, I'm Donna_widow in the wild. I'm not very good at it.
That's me. It gets my own Instagram wrong.
This is it feels really foreign to put a camera in front of my face in really vulnerable moment. But I know that when I lost Mark, I had nobody in my friend circle that had lost their person, not in my immediate friend circle. And I was just searching everywhere to try and find something to say, that's completely normal that you haven't changed out of your clothes for 14 days and you're a festering mess. And it's completely normal that you can't leave the house because you're worried that you're going to lose the house that you live in. And that gave me massive anxiety. But my friends were amazing, but they just couldn't understand. So I went searching for it. That's how I found you, 5 weeks in, and you've been a bit of my Bible for getting through this. But also TikTok, Instagram, the people that put themselves on there and were really vulnerable really helped. So I just kind of wanted to fill the cup a bit as well.
And that's what we want, I think. We don't want these incredibly polished, beautiful Instagram videos. We want the raw. And I completely get what you mean, because there is something that feels very peculiar about filming yourself in distress. And you think, oh God, are people think I'm hamming it up? And actually, I think it takes a special kind of courage, because we're also so used to presenting ourselves on social media in our best, the filters, the angles, the sunlight. And to record yourself when you've got a puffy face and crying, or you've been crying, I think it shows that vulnerability which we need to see in each other. And I think it's an incredibly powerful thing to do. And actually, we were just talking prior to hitting record, and we're talking about how random grief attacks happen. And you were saying that you'd had a really vivid dream about Mark and how much that had knocked you.
Yeah, so I'd been saying to people, so I'm praying to dream of Mark. And I haven't. At 18 months, I just hadn't. And I was so jealous. My friends tell me they've dreamt of him, and I was jealous of listening to other people. And I came in from work the other day, absolutely exhausted, and fell asleep on the sofa. And I had the most vivid dream about him. And it was beautiful. And he held me in the way that only he could hold me. That just used to make everything all right. And but when I woke up, it was like I'd lost him all over again. It really, I can't explain it. It was that sick stomach in my feeling and the hollow feeling in my chest. And in the dream, we'd use the sentence with each other, because we always used to say, when we lost the baby, we used to say, just us two, and that is more than enough. And it's in all of our cards and everything. And we even used that in the dream. So waking up just felt like I'd lost him all over again. And then in the same breath, it felt like I'd seen him, which was
like a little visit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a bit like when they first die, and I'm assuming you were the same, but I wouldn't go to sleep because I just didn't want those few seconds in the morning where I'd forgotten that it had happened, and then to have that kind of smack in the face when it all came hurtling back. So I would, in the end, drank myself to sleep most nights. But it's almost like your biggest fear is being reimagined. You know, you're sort of living through
I
awful
still to
experience.
this day don't sleep properly because of that. I think I sleep on average about 2 to 3 hours a night.
Oh my God, Donna, that makes my pitiful sleep sound like I'm having a full 8 hours. How are you surviving? Coffee, Red Bull,
Surviving, that's just it. Just
surviving.
getting through it. I've never been a great sleeper, but it's been much worse since. But you know, I try everything. I've tried every app. I've tried every.
All the magnesium.
Yeah, so much magnesium because I thought I got the wrong magnesium. But yeah, no, that reality was just awful. The other day, and grief has been really grieving recently, and I know that's to do with his upcoming inquest. But yeah, it's been really rough recently.
I'm so sorry, Donna, and bless you for coming on and talking to me twice when you're feeling really shit. That's well, it kind of says everything about the kind of woman you are, doesn't it?
I told you
I
if
think
it's
you're
going to go wrong,
amazing.
it'll go wrong with our recording.
Oh, mate, honestly, because when we couldn't get the sound right this time, I was thinking, why does nobody want us to speak? We got there. It might be patchwork, but you know, a good analogy for
We're
widowhood.
there.
We're kind of back
We're
together
all a
and a
bit
slight,
patchwork, yeah.
aren't we? Aren't we? I like that Japanese art, you know, with the gold. I think we're all
Oh,
sort of stuck back.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, Donna, thank you so much for coming on twice. I really, really do appreciate it. And I think that you're doing incredible stuff. I really admire the way that you are channeling your own kind of hurt and your anger into trying to pave a better way for other people, because ultimately that's all we can do in our position, isn't it? Is hold out our hands
Yeah.
to the people coming up the road behind us and offer it to them. And whether they take it or not, that's up to them. But it's kind of like the grief Sherpa thing, isn't it? You know, we reach back and pull everybody else through. So I hope that you're taking really, really good care of yourself, especially if you're feeling a bit wonky. You can always reach out to me. I hope you know that. You've got a permanent friend now. You're stuck with me.
Thank you, Rosie. I'm glad to be stuck with you.
And one of these days, I'm going to turn up for that beachy dog walk with you.
Yeah, sounds perfect.
Well, if anybody is listening out there and they have been affected by today's episode, or they want to know a little bit more about Martha's Law, you can reach out to me. Watch me cock my own Instagram up. It is widowed_AF. And you can send me messages. I do respond personally. I don't always do it immediately, but I do. And you can also you can get hold of Donna that way as well, or you can contact her on her social channels, which I will link in the show notes. But for now, it's goodbye from me and it's goodbye from Donna. But you take care of yourselves out there, guys. Lots of love.
Lots of love to everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you found this episode helpful, hit follow or subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And if you think someone else may benefit from this, please do share. We'd also really appreciate a quick review. It helps more people find the show.